So let's give 1 more minute for people to join. All right, we'll get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the webinar on OpenText solution for digital success. This webinar is done with collaboration with the Solex community, and this webinar would be recorded for future references. So I'm Rajkumaran Malli. I'm going to be your host for this session. I have been associated with Acheron for the past 10 years, and I take care of all the pre-sales activity at Acheron. So we wanted to do this webinar in a unique way, right? So rather than just one people or two people talking about a topic, we wanted to bring a panel of people across different expertise and thought, why not we help you understand what Acheron can help you with your OpenText solution and bring a better ROI on your OpenText investment, right? So that's the idea. So we have a great panelist here. So we have Arun Kumar Ambar, who's the Director of Customer Success at Acheron, and he has an immense experience on handling customers across different accounts. And we also have Gunalan Selvam, who's our Senior Product Manager, who's handling all our products and innovation at Acheron. And we also have an young champ, Menaka, who's leading the technical side of space, especially on the side of AppWorks and media management. And I also will be one of the panelists who would be talking about OpenText media management and extending more OTMM media management capabilities with search and other capabilities. So with that being said, we'll get started, right? So usually I used to do a research. Myself and my team had done a small research before we started this webinar. And we found that almost 60% of our registrants are first timers, right? They are new to Acheron and they are first time attending any of our webinar session. So thought I'll take a brief moment and explain what we do and what is all Acheron about, right? So let me give a brief overview about Acheron. So we have been partners of OpenText for more than a decade now. And we have worked with various industries ranging from media and entertainment, print, energy, packaging, utilities, food and beverages, manufacturing, finance, etc. Right? If you ask us, hey, what's your top specialties in, right? You have worked in various domains. What is your top specialties, right? I would always rate ourselves like we are experts on the domain of media and media related workflows. And even we have a lot of package solutions surrounding this framework, right? Or this specific industry. So apart from that, we also provide custom implementation services, professional services, integration between various enterprise softwares, and migration support, and so on. So if you want to see us a footprint where we operate from, so we are based out of India, Hyderabad, and we have a huge presence in North American and European region. And we work well with these technologies, and we have an enterprise class partnership with OpenText, Chili Publish, Camunda, AWS, and Salesforce. In a nutshell, overall, we provide a 360-degree of services ranging across technology consulting, managed services, managed hosting, and package solutions. Now, if you want to give a summary slide saying that, hey, Raj, can you tell me what you do, right? In a nutshell or on a slide, this slide will tell you the entire story, right? So if you see on our key package solutions, we have a media project management solution focused on anyone dealing with your marketing content, media content, orchestration of workflow, your upstream channel where your media gets created, assets gets created, right? So if you wanted to handle your projects, campaigns across your media, that's the solution to go, right? And we also have a core solution across life sciences, specifically for medical, legal, regulatory review, MLR for life sciences. And we have different connectors for OpenText media management too. The connectors include Salesforce connectors, Brightcurve, and Chili Publish. Apart from that, we also provide consulting for OpenText AppWorks, OpenText media management, Salesforce, and Chili Publish. Now, with that said, right, if you would have seen our previous webinar, we would have talked about a lot on our products, like OpenText media management, Salesforce connectors, Brightcurve, Chili, and so on, right? And this time I thought, okay, why not we talk about what we are doing in the space of AppWorks and what we are bringing to the table, right? So just for everyone's information, we have been in the space of AppWorks, even I would say for more than 15 years now. Some of our employees were associated with the core product development itself. So we have been into this specific product for the longest amount of time. So I thought, okay, rather than we speak, let me bring in an young champ into the picture and ask her, hey, what you are doing with AppWorks? What's your latest invention on that particular area, right? So, Menaka, can you take it forward?
Yeah, sure, Raj. Thank you. So, hi everyone. This is Menaka. I'm working as technical lead in Acheron. I have been developing products on top of AppWorks platform and delivering it for around 4+ years now. So before we get started, I guess there are audience who would be new to the world of AppWorks platform. So let me give you a brief overview about AppWorks. AppWorks has 4 core functionalities. So first one, it has a powerful BPM engine where we can build complex business process in an effective manner. Then we have case management engine. And third, we have entity modeling, which is a low-code platform leading to rapid development and go-to-market. Then we have, with AppWorks platform, we can build a connector which would ideally communicate through different platforms, where AppWorks acts as an integration framework which would pull data from different enterprise class softwares like SAP, Salesforce, and manage the data. So this is pretty much what AppWorks excel in. Now, let's take a scenario to build a workflow for user onboarding. To design my workflow, I can just use BPM engine, but when it comes to user interface, let's look into possible options what we have in AppWorks platform. So first one, we have Xforms, which is a default UI builder available in AppWorks. For our use case, user onboarding, if we see, we can, with using drag and drop components, we can build our user interface, but we have to create custom database tables and write services on top of it to manage the user data. Then we need to write JavaScript code to stitch these things together, in which ideally Xforms would provide more control, but it's heavyweight and it's outdated. So the next option, what we have is process experience UI, like entity modeling. Here, for our scenario, user onboarding, we can just define and structure our data models with simple GUI, drag and drop interface. We can create forms, rules, and write service on it. Ideally, it has low code or no code at all. With this, we can access controls and permissions, ensuring security management. So with this, we can say entity modeling is easy and fast, but it gives only limited control. So that's where we thought to have a middle ground, a modern component with to be built on top of Angular or Material UI. So we built Angular app PSA, which can be easily integrated with Angular, providing rich user interface, but still go to market fast. So in PSA, we can, which provides various components like custom inbox and task APIs, where we would have a grid having all tasks listed, and we can perform task actions like claim, complete, and so on. Then we have search, where we would do simple keyword search, then advanced search and facets. Then we have custom menus and filters in our PSA, which would be helping to switch between menus and filters, helping differentiating data. Then we have something called OTMM integration, which ideally we would have a pain point switching between systems to handle assets. So here with this OTMM integration, we can upload assets directly from our application and manage them. Then we have a single sign-on authentication in our PSA, and we have audit logs, which would audit entire information like what action has been performed, when it has been performed, who performed each and every details. Then we have something called branding. So here it's very customizable, which can be customized by team. So once it's customized, it would be like entirely changing the look and feel of our application. These components, ideally, they are easy to be integrated to our application. So for our user onboarding scenario, right, I could just use our PSA framework, which would be fast, lightweight, and have more control on user experience. So ideally, this is where we excel in. We can help you design workflows or case management workflows that too would be providing with lightweight responsive application.
Thanks, Menaka. This was interesting, right? Maybe most of our audiences may not be aware that even our solutions like marketing project management, MLR for life sciences have been built on top of this framework. So we can help you build any of your workflows and help you go faster to the market with this framework, right? So please reach out to us if you wanted to talk more on the framework and how we can help you on AppWorks and your workflow needs. Now, Menaka was highlighting that the PSA framework also has integration capabilities with your OpenText media management, right? And we have been doing a lot on the space of OpenText media management now. And let me bring in Gunalan Selvam to talk about what's the new product, what we have built recently, extending the OTMM media management capabilities. Gunalan, over to you.
Thanks, Raj. A warm welcome to all the attendees, and good morning, good afternoon, good evening based on your time zones. A quick intro. I'm Gunalan Selvam. I'm a product manager at Acheron. I've been associated with Acheron for the past 5 years, and we've been handling a lot of products and container connectors within Acheron. And for those who have not attended our earlier webinars on Salesforce, these are the connectors that we already have listed on Salesforce App Exchange and OpenText App Exchange. These connectors are certified and released. And these connectors are built by Acheron, sold by OpenText, available on both app exchanges, and supported by both OpenText and Acheron. And these connectors, we've already discussed very much in detail about these connectors on different use cases. And these webinars are recorded and are available on both YouTube and our website for those who are interested to have a look at those. So I didn't want to bore you guys again with the same content. So that's what we decided to talk something about a new connector that we have already built and tested and validated and ready for shipment. So let me just quickly get into the CLM connector to OpenText. So the basic high-level idea of all these connectors is to connect a Salesforce application with the OTMM, OpenText Media Management application. So here in this case, right, To explain more in details about this contract lifecycle management connector to OTMM, let me take a simple use case, because that is how we start with all our products, right? We start with business use cases and then try to enhance based on requirements from the field. So to start with this, right, the intention of a contract lifecycle management application in Salesforce is to manage contracts, to create contracts, and manage the entire lifecycle of negotiations and activation and making them live, and then monitoring all the content that has been associated with those contracts. So that is the high-level application of Salesforce contract lifecycle management. And we all know how OTMM is being used. So we have that is basically an asset library where you can upload all your approved assets and apply a lot of metadata to the assets so that retrieval is easier. Now, with that in mind, right, let's take a simple use case how a contract and an asset are associated. So let's take an example of a media and entertainment industry where there are contracts made for creating digital content, right? Creating and managing digital content. Now, for this involves two personas. One is the contract lifecycle manager, and then we have an asset librarian. Now let's take a look at how the contract lifecycle manager would have their dashboard inside Salesforce CLM. So they have all their contracts here listed, and each of these contracts are in different statuses based on the stage in which they are available at the moment. And here you can see there are a couple of contracts that are already activated, which means they are live and they have been executed. So that this is a basic high-level view of how Salesforce contract dashboard is. And now let's take an example where against a contract, I am expecting, as a contract lifecycle manager, I'm expecting 10 digital assets to be delivered against a specific contract, right? And earlier to this integration, how this would be handled, as a contract lifecycle manager, I would create a contract and execute it, and I'm nowhere involved after that, right? And then there is this asset librarian who gets the deliverables from the agency and then uploads approved content into OTMM. Now, as a contract lifecycle manager, my first pain point is that I don't know when I should make my first payment, right? So maybe the contract would say the total assets required are 10, and I should make my first payment to the agency after I get all first 5 digital assets. And then maybe my second payment should go after I get the first 8 digital assets. And the final payment should go maybe after all 10 assets are delivered. So let's say this is the contract. And looking at my contract inside Salesforce CLM, I don't know when the assets are delivered unless I go back to the asset librarian and check with them, or I go back to the agency and check with them, or I look at a huge pile of emails and check through those. So this is tedious, right? So now with this integration, what we've done is we are integrating the contract with the asset. And how do we do that? Let me just show an example, right? So now as an asset librarian, when I go and when I receive an asset from the agency and it gets approved through my workflow inside my organization, and I'm good to upload it inside OTMM, right? So when I go and upload it inside OTMM, this is the usual experience. So I have uploaded it and I select a template, metadata template associated with it. And in this specific template, you can also see that I have included a section for contract information. So here, what I will be able to do as an asset librarian is I would be able to type ahead and search or look up for contracts that are activated, contracts that are live and executed. So here I will be able to associate, because when I get an asset and I get it approved, I also know that this is associated with the contract, right? So I'll be able to select that contract and associate that contract to this asset. And when I finish my upload, what you can also see is that the contract details get pulled from the Salesforce CLM and gets updated along with the metadata of this specific asset, right? So it is as simple as that. Now, what is the benefit of this? Now, as a contract lifecycle manager, when I get back into my contract, I will be able to see all the assets that are associated with this specific contract. And how this helps me? Now I know how many assets have been delivered by the agency, and I know when to release my first payment or second payment or subsequent payments. So that way I resolve the problem of the supply chain management, right? And that is the first pain point, and how we address the pain point using this connector. Now let's take a look at a second pain point, which is related to the expiration of assets. Now, without this connector, if you imagine, the asset librarian would be able to fix an expiry date when they upload the asset inside OTMM. But the asset librarian is not aware if there is a renewal happening on the contract, because the contract renewal is managed by the contract lifecycle manager inside Salesforce, and it is no way tied to the asset which is residing in OTMM. That is the earlier scenario, and that is the pain point. Why is it a pain point? Because when I expire an asset based on the first contract, and there is a renewal happening for maybe another 6 months, I actually retire the asset inside OTMM 6 months before consuming its validity. So which means I'm losing on my ROI of that particular asset. So this pain point can be resolved if we actually integrate Salesforce CLM and OTMM. And how do we do that? Now, when the contract and the asset are integrated together, like we saw earlier, right? And as a contract lifecycle manager, when I go and click on this renewal option inside Salesforce CLM, this is a ready-made workflow which is available inside Salesforce CLM. It triggers a workflow, and then when I give the details of the extended validity and I click on finish, what happens is the contract expiry date inside CLM gets extended to the newly applied date. And this would immediately reflect in the asset which is there in the OTMM as well. And how does this help? Because instead of now expiring at an earlier date, the expiry date of this asset gets pushed based on the contract renewal date. So I'm able to get the full benefits of the extension and the renewal as well. So this is the second pain point that we are addressing with this particular connector. And to take a look at the benefits of this connector, right? So we saw that we are able to reduce a lot of manual intervention. So all these things are automated, and we have rules that can be applied based on the integration between the asset and the associated contract. And I would like to again touch upon this many-to-many relationships with another use case, wherein even in the asset that you saw earlier, there were 2 artists involved. So there are campaigns which involved multiple artists, and obviously that involves multiple contracts as well. So we can associate multiple contracts to a single asset or multiple assets to a single contract. So many-to-many relationships are possible. And how does this help? Let's say, for example, the first talent has a contract for 6 months, and the second talent has a contract for 12 months. Now, obviously, I cannot use the asset created out of both these talents beyond 6 months, because the first expiration happens after 6 months. And using this after 6 months is definitely going to give us a lot of penalties, legalities, and all those things. So what I can do is I can establish many-to-many relationship. I can associate all the contracts to this asset, and the asset would be able to pull the earliest expiry date and update that as part of the asset, which means the asset will expire as soon as the first contract expires. So that way we are able to overcome the legal issues and the penalties related to this. And we also saw how asset supply chain logistics are taken care when I can decide on how when to release the first payment, next payment, and subsequent payments. And obviously all this is spinning around digital rights of assets and associated contracts. And to quickly highlight upon the overall benefits of generally all the Salesforce connectors which we have, all these connectors are intended to increase productivity by decreasing the time and efforts switching between different applications. And obviously these reduce a lot of efforts in terms of trying to understand and learn different applications. So as a Salesforce user, I just need to know how to use Salesforce, and I should be familiar with my Salesforce UI. And the second one is a single source of truth, because our OTMM acts as a single source of truth unless it is intentionally duplicated or whatever based on requirements. And we also help in controlling the Salesforce storage costs, because all the storage happens inside OTMM itself. And obviously, this reduces a lot of risks and errors arising out of rights management, because OTMM is capable of handling all those aspects within itself. So that is about a quick detail about our new connector, Raj. And Raj, like earlier this week, we were discussing about some capability enhancements that our team, your pre-sales team, is working upon within media management, right? Would you like to highlight or enlighten us about a couple of those capability enhancements that you're doing on top of OTMM?
Sure, Guna. Right. As Guna said, right, see, I have been talking with a lot of our customers or prospects since I'm on the sides of pre-sales, right? See, a lot of people, when they talk about OTMM, they have a couple of problems which usually pops up, right, on the discussion. One, they say, we have a lot of assets in our DAM. We are not able to find what we are looking for, right? So we are spending way too much time on just locating the assets what we have in our DAM. That's one. And whenever we ingest, their team is not able to tag them properly. They do not have a proper review process in place, or a governance in place, which is enforcing the users to tag them with proper metadata, right? So that creates a lot of problems. So on that particular specific topic, I wanted to talk about two specific ones, right? See, there are a lot of variations on it, but I wanted to just highlight two here. We want to talk about the bulk upload process, right, to your DAM. Next, we also wanted to talk about search, right? So let's go one by one. Let's talk about the upload process, right? So let's say this is where it could be your agency people come into the picture, they deliver a set of assets for you, or your internal team creates all the assets for you in your upstream process, and they come here and drop everything on your DAM. Now, during this process, it's not going to happen one or two assets at a time, right? There could be a campaign going on, there could be a promotion going on, marketing, or anything, right? So you're creating in bulk most of it. So during that time, probably when you go and trap with the current media management user interface, the metadata for a common set of assets, what you upload in a single shot, will be common, right? You can't have a different metadata for a group of assets, what you're uploading in a single shot. You have to upload individually if you wanted to segregate the metadata. So to avoid that, the next option what you have is bulk ingest. Now, there is no proper UI available for bulk ingest. You have to either lean on your admin or your tech person to go back to your server behind the scene, put all your assets in a hot folder, right? And fill in all your metadata in an Excel sheet and put it, right? But if you do so, there are quite a set of challenges what you would end up with, right? Excel sheet, there is a lot of chance that you might misspell, or you will fail to understand, hey, this is so-and-so asset. I wanted to put in this specific category, right? There is no visual indication. There is no thumbnail, right? It's all you're dealing with is a long, maybe 4 or 5 characters of word asset name, right? Or it could be even a pattern what you are following with a GUID or something which your enterprise follows, right? So it's just difficult to understand what type of assets you are dealing with and tag them properly. And once you upload, there is no ability for you to track the process. If it fails, you have to go to your admin dashboard and see what's happening constantly. Why did it fail? You have to go and check the log. It's not user friendly, right? And last, if you have misspelled something on a lookup table or something like that, it's not going to warn you then and there. It needs to start the process, then it fails, then you understand, you correct it, then re-upload it. It's a lengthy process, right? So we understand there is a challenge on it. So we thought, hey, why not we build a specific custom UI in your DAM to overcome this challenge, right? So we came up with two options. So option one, we thought, okay, why not create a specific UI inside your DAM itself, which can do the exact same process what your OTMM does, but in a more maybe transparent manner, right? So here, if you see the UI, you can go on to the bulk ingest option. You can say, hey, these are my zip folder, which contains all my assets, which is delivered by my agency team or my internal team as a package. And you can also say that, hey, this is my Excel sheet for my metadata source, right? Same process. We are not doing it anything different. Or if you don't like the Excel, you can even after just drag and drop your asset files, it's going to list everything here. Based on your asset name, you can use this UI to fill up all your metadata, right? Now, this time where it brings it advantages, all the lookup domains, your tags, keywords, the UI brings up to you, right? You are not typing manually. You can use the drop down. So you can select the appropriate one. So the probability of misspelling something or doing something wrong reduces, right? So you have a clear indication with your thumbnails and other things saying that, hey, this is what you have tagged, so on, and it's going to show you the progress, what's happening, why it failed, validation, everything is covered. Now, this is option one, right? Now, similarly, if you see, there is another option. What we can do is we can build a custom portal. It could be based on Angular or React, anything, right? A separate portal which will talk closely with your OpenText media management. Again, it's single sign-on. You don't have to worry about user provisioning and other things. It works seamlessly with your application. And this UI would be a tailor-made application for your agency team or your internal employees to come in and say, hey, this is the package or a product or a campaign material or my marketing material which I have completed. These are the details, and I will drag and drop the set of assets in different buckets here, right? So for example, if it contains photos, I'll go on to the photos section, and if I say it's product shots, I'll drop into product shots, right? If it says something on packaging, I will put it on packaging, right? So there are different buckets you can configure, and the buckets drive your metadata, what behind the scenes it gets tagged. So all the user has to do is drag and drop all your assets on a specific buckets and provide your common metadata outside this context, right? So once done, we can also configure a review process here, right? We can take advantage of your OTMM workflow engine, or if you wanted to bring in a more powerful workflow engine like AppWorks, we can obviously do that. And we can take it to a set of review cycle where the reviewer can review all the metadata which was provided, accept it, and also rate your asset, right? So what does this rating do, right? So probably, let's say you are doing a photo shoot with a talent having your product on your hand or something. Probably they may do a kind of a burst shot, and there could be 50 images or so. Out of 50, maybe 5 or 6 may be in a perfect composition and so on, right? So you wanted to rate those things alone top, so that when someone searches with that particular campaign or a photo shoot, instead of showing all the 50 assets in a random manner, it's going to sort you based on your rating. And those are going to be promoted up the order, and your end users can take that out and put it on your downstream channels like your website, social media, and so on, right? That's the advantage of rating and doing this extra stuff, right? So once all done, we can also update your security policy behind the scene in your media management so that it now becomes visible for a wider audience, right? So that's what we are doing on the bulk ingestion. Now, coming on to ingestion, right? See, the bulk ingestion provided a good way for users to improve your quality of your metadata, right? It improves quality and so on. But there is also something, right? The next step is you have to go and access it. You have to search it, right? It doesn't matter whatever metadata you tag, whatever the quality is. If you are dealing with millions of assets, if you type in a keyword, you're still going to get a large volume of result until you narrow down using your filters or advanced search or sorting, right? So you have to deal about it. There is no other worker. So we thought, okay, hey, if this is what the business is looking for a kind of a better search experience, what we can do, right? See, we listed down all the problems. We said it's time consuming, advanced search UI is too complex. You have to go and select multiple fields. a normal audience or business users do not like it. They have been all exposed to the world of now ChatGPT, Google, and so on. And this is like kind of a old school, right? Okay, we thought, okay, what we can invent here, what we can do something special here, right? That's where we thought, why don't we integrate your DAM, OTMM DAM with the NLP or NLQ, natural language querying or processing. So imagine something, right? If I wanted to access Salesforce CLM connector for OpenText, right? If I'll go into my DAM and I'll type on a keyword called latest CLM videos, right? This would be my keyword. Now, in a typical scenario, I have to go sorted by date because I'm looking for the latest one. I have to apply facet filters saying that I wanted to see only videos and so on, right? It's complicated. Now, what if I'm able to understand the intent of a user saying that he or she is only looking for a video and it's latest and sorted? My life becomes easy, right? So that's what we have done. We have created our own plugin inside OTMM media management and provided this capability. So we didn't stop there, right? So after doing this, we also had one more question. Hey, are we reinventing a wheel, right? Because there are a lot of tech giants who have a better AI engine or an NLP model, natural language model, which far better can understand things, right? Can't we utilize that for our purpose, right? That's where we said, okay, why don't we do a research, right? And we thought, okay, we found a tool called Algolia. Why don't we create the same experience with Algolia, right? So if you ask what's so special about Algolia, this is what we found out, right? We did our homework. And if you wanted to put all the comparison between a lot of different search engines, this is where Algolia stood. Almost 90% of the category, it came on first, right? So we thought, okay, this is what we have to go towards it based on all the market analysis. And we said, let's go and build using Algolia, right? So if you are new to Algolia, Algolia is a cloud-based search and discovery platform, which has capabilities like AI, natural language search, dynamic suggestions, personalization, like something like Amazon, right? So if you have been searching for, like say, Reebok shoe or Nike shoe, next time you go in Amazon, it's going to recommend on the same category, right? It understands your taste. It personalizes your results and shows that, right? So we do all those things. We take care of it. And this particular Algolia can help you personalize and share your contents. It also has a lot of libraries for your UI. So if you want to build something, you can take advantage of library for Java, JavaScript, Angular, Shift for your iOS app or Android, whatever it could be, right? And now what we did is with this, let's assume that you have your OTMM, right? We removed Solar, we bypassed it, we copied or we duplicated all the Solar index to Algolia in the cloud, and we said, okay, we will now point all your search queries to Algolia. So Algolia let it suggest all the results, right? Now, because Algolia has its built-in AI engine and other things, it becomes more powerful, right? But still there is a limitation. You are still having your UI of your default OpenText DAM, right? So you have to deal with all those boundaries. So we also thought, okay, what we can do next, right? So we thought, okay, hey, we can also build a kind of an asset holder portal, which is tailor-made for your end users, right? Where specifically for your consumers, right? End user consumers, right? Where they can go type in a keyword, narrow down your results, and consume your media assets. It can also integrate with other softwares like Salesforce, Salsify, Chili Publish, and so on, and bring all the contents, merge it together, and provide a better experience. So now your users can directly go onto this asset portal or your brand portal, whatever you want to call it. You can go and search for something, and it's going to pull in the data from various enterprise applications and present to them. So you don't have to no longer switch between multiple apps, search for something. It's everything is one place. So that's what we have been doing on the space of OTMM, right? And if you want to build something similar to this, like asset portal or unified search experience across various enterprise class applications, please feel free to reach out to us. We can have a conversation regarding that and see how best we can help you. Now, you might ask me one question, right? Hey, I know Algolia does a lot of things. They have even plugin, right? What Acheron does, right? What you bring to the table on this particular area, right? I would say something like this. We know that search for Amazon, Netflix are like top notch, right? When you compare it with the other applications, they are top notch. It didn't happen overnight. It was a result of a lot of years of fine tuning, optimization, and after that, this is where they are at today, right? So the same statement is true, right? See, we can help you implement search and help you from the level, like from discovery to go live, support and everything, right? But what someone has to understand is you have to spend time on optimizing that, right? It does not happen overnight. You have to optimize it. Only then you will be able to understand the pattern, what your users are using, how you can tweak it, and then provide a better search experience. So that's where we excel at. We provide support on hand-holding you, look at your data, your pattern, and optimize your search, right? We also do your QA, like A/B testing before we go on to the wider audience and then release it, right? So this is what we have been doing, right? Now, I know we are talking about managed services for your search and your quality assurance, automation, A/B testing. So maybe what I will say is, right, we have our expert. We have Arun here, right, who's leading the managed services team, QA, and customer success at Acheron. So let me bring in Arun here to talk more about what we offer on the side of managed services and QA. Arun, over to you.
Yeah, thanks, Raj. That was definitely insightful. As I speak to a lot of customers today, search is one of their biggest tasks. And I know we have been in this game for a long time now, and we have been successfully implementing it for most of our OpenText customers. And I'm pretty sure there would be people in the crowd over here who would also be interested in knowing how we do this. So feel free to reach out to us. And yes, definitely, that's also something that we have been doing as part of our managed services. So before I move further, a quick introduction about myself. I'm Arun Kumar Ambat. I go by Arun. I'm the Director for Customer Success here at Acheron. I oversee all strategic engagements here at Acheron, and I also manage the managed services as well as the QA portfolio within Acheron. Well, I would like to start the session by quoting a recent survey, which was stating the fact that most of the top performing organizations have been involving a managed service provider today, right? And this was done by PwC, and they found out that the top 20% of the high-performing organizations, be it in terms of the profit margin or the revenue growth, are likely to employ a managed service provider for their strategic advantage. As you could see from the graph here, the companies that use managed service providers for their advantage are more likely to be faster to market and more innovative than they are focused only on the cost-saving aspects, right? And as you could see here, the numbers also states that if for an organization that has successfully engaged a managed service provider can bring down their IT costs around 45%, and they can shoot up their operational efficiency between 45 to 65%. Right. So the message is very clear. Start looking beyond the four walls of your own organization in order to achieve speed to market and innovation. Now, if you have to look into the need for managed services, right? I think I believe there'll be a lot of people here. You might be an IT admin or a CIO who's managing the infrastructure at your company, or you're focusing on managing multiple enterprise systems. The common challenge or the scenario that you might encounter is you might have your OpenText applications talking to multiple other enterprise systems, like the one that you see in the screen over here, right? It is no more a single application. The needs have been evolving, and so are the applications as well. So now the question I would like to ask you is, what would happen if there are issues against all these applications, right, on a day-to-day basis? Do you want your team to start chasing each of these vendors or the providers and work with them in order to solve these issues, or have somebody like us who have been in this space for more than 10 plus years, who have been managing these systems, who have been studying the system? We have people who have certified and trained on these systems, and we can be your single point of contact. And let's say there can be examples where your asset from the DAM is not showing up in your e-commerce platform, or it could be your SAP integration that is failing, or your Salesforce's connection with your digital asset management platform is not working, or you have challenges with your AppWorks platform, right? Now, we can help you here. The moment we get into an engagement with you, it is no more a vendor or a customer relationship. We become a part of your team, and we start supporting you so that you and your team can get rid of the mundane tasks, and we can help you in supporting them, as well as we can make sure that you can focus on your work. All right. So with that being said, what are the drivers for managed services, right? There could be multiple problems that is driving for need for managed services, but these are some of the common factors that we see across the industry. One is the rising costs. The other one is the lack of internal talent, and this is where we join your team, we be a part of your team, and then we support you with our technical knowledge. And there are and one of the common factors that I come across when I talk to our customers is the moment you lose a talent, you lose the entire knowledge because there is no documentations in place, and so on and so forth, right? And this is one of our fundamental principles of managed services. We begin with documenting things that are most importantly needed, so that even tomorrow we are not there in the picture, you can use them and you can run the show from your end. And the most important factor that I hear from a lot of our customers is, because they are held up in doing the day-to-day mundane tasks, they're not able to focus on innovations, or they are not able to increase the efficiency of the products that they are using today. And this is where we can help you, and we can focus on your day-to-day activities, whereas you can focus more on innovation. And these are some of the offerings that we have today as part of our managed services. As I said, we cover a 360-degree services. So if you are an OpenText customer, say, for example, you have to do multiple upgrades with OpenText. Now that if you are a media management customer, you get upgrades on a quarterly basis, right? And if you want to be up to speed, we can help you over that, right? And now with upgrades, there also comes challenges of probably the issues that are coming in, the incidents that you face day to day. We can support you over there, and also with problem management or your application management for that matter. And there could be multiple environments where you want to do these upgrades. We can do that as well for you. And security is definitely an ask today with people being remote, and that's also an area that we cover as well. So again, there are more beyond this, which we can help you with, and we can definitely customize solutions that fits your needs, because we understand that it's not one fit for everyone. And so feel free to talk to us more on these lines. And moving on, so now that we have seen what we can do in the field of managed services, again, QA automation, it is all tightly coupled. When I say tightly coupled, if I take the same example of an upgrade that you want to do, right? Probably you might have multiple customizations that are done on top of your OpenText media management, for an example, right? Now you need to make sure that the upgrade does not break them, right? Or it could be the vice versa, right? So now this is where our automation testing comes into picture. Again, this is all what you see on the screen is the list of services that we offer today as part of QA services. And our focus today would be around the space of automation. So what do we do exactly in the space of automation? As you could see here, we start with a test automation strategy, right, wherein we help you find the right tool for your applications. Again, it could be any application, any UI, any web application that you're using today, or it could be even an OpenText media management application that you're using. And we also do our analysis and we come up with the level of testing that is needed. We also set goals and identify the test that needs to be automated, right? And now there could be a case where you might feel an existing framework is not working out for you, right? Which is there in the market. So this is where we build custom automation framework. We also help you in training so that once we hand over the framework to you, you and your team would be in a space to run them on your own, right? Similarly, you want to do a GUI test automation, or you want to do an automation script maintenance, wherein you want us to come look into your existing automation scripts, optimize it, and so on and so forth. We can definitely help you over there. Now, the products that we are specialized, AppWorks and OTMM is something that we have been doing with a lot of customers, and we definitely have a great set of expertise here. So we can help you in automating these areas for sure. And we also have our connectors that are automated. We do this in-house today, or all of our customers go through an automation cycle process before they are being released in the market. And our core product, MPM, is also going through a very similar phase. As I said, it's not limiting just to these applications. Any web-based application, you want them to be automated, we can help you through the journey. And what do we bring to the table in terms of automation? We definitely can help you in increasing your test velocity, right? And a reduction on the total cost, where people have to run regression tests sitting hours. And we can help you in bringing the defects in production through our automation frameworks, and the rest as you see over here. So this is pretty much what we do in the space of managed services and QA automation. Feel free to reach out to us to know more about these areas. With that being said, I'll hand it over to Raj for the Q&A session. Over to you, Raj.
Hey, thanks, Arun. It was on spot, right? I think we are on time. So let me open up the last 5 minutes for the Q&A session. So if you have any questions on today's sessions or any other topics you wanted to know more about, please feel free to drop your questions on the Q&A panel, and our panel would be able to answer them for you. So let me give a couple of minutes for our users to drop in their questions. So here we go. We have the first one. Okay. What kind of services you are providing on top of OTMM? I believe I can take that. Maybe Guna, correct me if you wanted to add me something on top of this, right? See, on top of OTMM, we provide services like customization, implementation. You want to do an installation, setup. You want to do it on your premise, cloud, or a hybrid. We do help on that. We can also help you on your asset migration. So if you are coming from a different DAM, or you are also merging a different enterprise along with you, you wanted to bring in all the assets inside your DAM automatically. It could be from a storage hard disk, a tape, or it could be on a cloud. We can all help you on that. And we can also help you on extending your OTMM capabilities with various connectors. It could be what you saw on today's session, right? For Salesforce, BrightCow, Chili Publish, right? And we can also build you custom connectors if you have a specific need on that area too. We can also help you in optimizing your search, metadata, bulk upload portals. You wanted to create asset portals, brand portals, and integrate with any other workflow system, we will be able to support you. I know it was a lengthy list and comprehensive one, but this is what we today offer on top of OTMM. And obviously, managed services and QA, right? So we do support on your upgrades, maintenance, and all those things too. Hope that was helpful. We also have one more item. Do you also provide managed services for Salesforce various cloud software products? Arun, you want to take that?
Correct. Yes. The answer is yes, we do. Yeah.
Thanks. Can CLM be customizable for to any industry? Maybe Guna?
Yes, definitely yes. So whatever we spoke today, right, whatever I explained today are very generic use cases, and we all understand each business and each industry has their own unique workflows and unique way of operations, right? So we definitely can customize CLM integration to suit any business industry or business use case. Definitely yes.
So I would recommend, please feel free to reach out to us. We can obviously talk more on this topic and understand your exact use case and help you out on that.
Yeah, and we can build tailored demos to your use case so that you can understand the connection better. Yeah.
All right, I see no more questions. So you can feel free to drop us your questions if you have anything further to us. So we would be able to address those things, or you can reach out to us via our email and other contacts. Thanks for attending this webinar, and I hope you had a happy learning and our panel was able to educate you on how we can elevate your OpenText experience with our products and services and take it to the next level. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.